Exploration teams or rescue teams? Who would win in a FIFA match? Well, let's break it down. First, let's consider what is important in a professional soccer, if you hate liberty, football match. In the official rules, each player must have 11 players. A game will last for 90 minutes. For a well-balanced team, each team must have a goalie, 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 3 strikers. Defenders support the goalie at trying to block the other team from scoring. Your goal is to steal the ball and pass it forward to your midfielders or strikers. Midfielders' goal is to get the ball towards the other team's net, switching from helping defense to helping offense to get the ball to your strikers. Strikers, your job is to shoot the ball into the opposing team's net and score a goal for the team. Generally, a good soccer player must have these following traits: pacing, passing, shots, dribbling, defending, and physical builds. With all this in mind, let's go over the different teams and their jobs in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon world. Let's begin within the rescue teams. Rescue teams are the emergency services of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon world, creating teams to go out and, well, as the name suggests, rescue lost Pokemon. They are the Pokemon you would call on when locals go on and wander into a dungeon and get themselves into some trouble. You would even sometimes call on a rescue team to save an exploration team who underestimated what kind of job they were getting into. There are also Pokemon you would call on in the case of a natural disaster. Forest fires, heavy storms, ready to go out and help save Pokemon of all kind. It is a taxing job, having to be ready to run straight towards danger as others run away. Of course, they take part in your more typical guild jobs, finding lost items, escorting Pokemon to a specific floor. I'm sure they'll get home fine. And bringing items to Pokemon at specific floors. Rescue teams are Pokemon with great heart and a desire to help those around them, and are ready to work together to get a job done. Now let's look at exploration teams. Exploration teams are Pokemon who love adventure, mystery, and discovery. They're off on the frontier, heading into unknown dungeons, looking for lost treasure, and wanting the fame of being the Pokemon to be first in a new location. They are similar to how people look upon NASA as it goes onto the unknown frontiers. It gives you a chance to dream, fulfilling that natural desire to imagine the greater universe around us. They could also be somewhat like a mercenary group, with some of the jobs they take, working with a local law enforcement to head out into dangerous dungeons where criminals are hiding out, battling outlaws, occasionally having to face down monster houses the outlaws prepared for them. They take down bad Pokemon and bring some stability to the wild frontiers of the Pokemon world. And just like rescue teams, they do have more typical jobs that society requires them to fulfill: finding lost items, escorting Pokemon to specific floors, and bringing items to Pokemon at specific floors. However, with this chasing of wanting to be the first Pokemon somewhere tends to lead to rivalries between multiple explorers groups. So let's think of the team structures. Each team needs 11 players. However, both rescue and explorer teams tend to have 2 to 4 active members. Technically, you could say that their non-active members can participate, but for the sake of argument, we're going to say that there are 3 rescue teams versus 3 explorers teams, or for 3 both sides. Right away, rescue teams would have an early advantage against the explorer teams. Team cohesion is important, and such rescue team would mesh and flow together much better than the explorers team. With this, the rescue team's strength lies in their defenders, midfielders, and strikers working close together, and would be effective at maneuvering the ball towards the explorers team nets. Though you can't count the explorers out. They face monster houses down, and even if their team cohesion may be lower, strategy is something that comes to play when it comes down to facing dangerous outlaws. And being in the unknown for sure forces the explorers to be more resourceful and adaptable. I could see the explorers putting up a really strong defense. I don't see the rescue team strikers having an easy time pushing through the explorers' hardened defense. They could destroy the momentum rescue teams have early game, and mid game will be an interesting tale. Rescue teams go off to save and rescue Pokemon, but this usually means the places are near their actual town. Focus on helping the locals around them, explorers go out on long expeditions that require them to conserve their energy and take breaks when required. This means overall, the explorers team have the strength and endurance. So it really comes down to time. Time is against the rescuers, who would play very effectively against explorers early game with the strong team cohesion. Though as the game goes on, the explorers might be able to challenge and even eventually overtake dominance in the midfielders to get the ball to the rescue team's net. So now it comes to this: if the rescue teams can pierce the defense in the first half of the game and gain a strong lead, the question of endurance becomes easier for them, as they just need to protect their net to keep that lead. The pressure would be on the explorers to catch up. However, if the explorers' hardened defense could hold the rescue teams at bay and until they begin to tire out. I could see the Explorers gaining the upper hand and winning. So between the two, personally, I believe out of the majority of time, the Explorers would win. The odds of them holding a strong defense early game and blocking the rescue team from scoring is greater than the rescue teams piercing the defense. In conclusion, exploration teams would win in a FIFA match against the rescue teams. Of course, like any sport, it comes down to the individuals. Where on paper, exploration team wins, in practice, it comes down to the players who are in the moment, making split-second decisions to try and bring victory. And so it could go either way. So I ask, who do you think would win in a face-down? What main characters do you think would dominate? I want to see discussions in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. There's much more PMD content to come, and as we are now just fully delving into the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon arc of this channel. Thank you for watching, and have fun adventuring out there. Bye!